Good morning. Welcome to our E3 Weekly Market Report. Exports have just come out. We're going to go to these numbers right now, starting with cotton. We've got total sales in cotton of 103,500. Running bales for 2015-2016. That's up 69% from the previous week and up 38% from the prior 4-week average. Turkey took 17,100. Brazil took 15,800. Vietnam took 14,400. And a good a number of other countries taking good numbers. For instance, Pakistan taking 13,400, Taiwan taking 12,700, Indonesia taking 11,900. So very, very good numbers across the board. A lot of broad-based demand for cotton. Looking the actual shipment number of 171,100, with China being the number one destination, taking 36,600 running bales. Looking at other numbers here, new crop is a small number. So let's look at the reaction of the market. The July cotton was up 54 at the time this came out. It's right now up 42. So we have dropped back some. December cotton is up 40, and it was up 42 just before the number came out. Now let's go to soybeans. We have 212,400 metric tons. That's down 74% from the previous week and down 54% from the 4-week average. Indonesia took 94,300. China took 62,400 and Malaysia took 33,800. And soybeans were up 9 just before this report. Right now they're up 7 in July. November soybeans were up 9 just before the report. Right now the November soybeans are up 6.5, so that market's drifted off. Corn, net sales of 1,105,300 metric tons. That's up 44% from the previous week, but down 16% from the 4-week average. Showing unknown destinations as the number one taker at 257,900. Japan took 238,300. And Israel took 132,000 metric tons. And we do have new crop sales of 150,400. Corn was up 4 1/4 just before the report, and it's unchanged at the same place. Let's take a look at wheat. The wheat number, net sales of 294,900 metric tons. That's up 65% from the previous week and up 24% from the 4-week average. Unknown destinations taking 135,100. Yemen taking 53,500. And Nigeria taking 42,200. Wheat just before this report in July was up 4 1/4. Right now it's up 3 3/4. So let's just talk about the news of the week, the production report and the supply and demand report that came out a couple of days ago. Looking at just a quick summary, looking at the soybeans. The soybeans led the crop markets higher, rising 5.64% for the largest single-day gain since October 2010. As USDA lowered ending stocks for this year's crop and next year's, on ideas, troubles with South America's crops will shift export demand to the United States. I think this was where the really big surprise was of the markets. The 2016-2017 ending stocks came in at 305 million bushels. The average guess was 427, so a dramatic drop in that, and it caused the market to almost get limit up. Corn. The corn futures also rose as USDA lowered ending stocks for this year's crop and amid ideas that lower prices and further expansion in animal numbers should boost corn use. Looking at that, the 2016-17 ending stocks came in at 2.153 billion bushels. The average guess was above that. The average guess was 2.228 billion bushels. The wheat number actually was not bullish, although the market did rally. Wheat futures posted modest gains as support from corn and soybeans was countered by ample world supplies. That number came out ending stocks 1.029 billion bushels. The average guess was 991, so that was an improvement. there. So that's the grains. Looking at cotton, we did have a surprise here also, although the market has come back from it. Looking at the production estimate, the estimate was 14.8 million bales. The average guess was 14.5, so a little higher. And it was based on the acreage. The number came out for acreage, 9.6 million acres. They had thought it would be 9.4 million acres. Exports were right on the average guess, 10.5 million bales. Last month was 10.7, but this was anticipated. Ending stocks for 2016, 2017 came out at, let's see, 4.7. The average guess was 3.95, so new crop ending stocks was adjusted up, and that was not good. But the real surprise was that going back to 2015, 2016, they adjusted ending stocks to 4 million bales, and I think most people thought it would be 3.5 million, and I'll underscore that's what most analysts commented on as the big surprise. The market did sell off, and then was again down yesterday. Today, we are trying to move higher. And let's see. So the question is, where do we go from here? What do we do? Looking at the cotton market, I think one thing that most people think has changed is what we had thought the trading range in cotton was maybe 60, 61 to the downside and maybe 64 to 65 to the upside for old crop and new crop. Now that's probably ratcheted down some. Now the feeling is could be 57 to 58 to the downside, could be 62 to 63 to the upside. So there seems to be among analysts some adjustment there. Let's look at soybeans. Looking at what could happen, we've got July soybeans at 10.85 and a half. Analysts look for the possibility of that market to move up toward $11. Technically, the market still looks very powerful, and even moving if it gets above $11 to $11.20 to $11.40. New crop soybeans in the range of $11 to $11.20 to the upside. So the question is, how low could we go? Probably the low end now has ratcheted up to the area of $10. So let's say $10 to $11 is where we could spend most of our time, although we could get above it. It just feels that for new crop soybean sales, anything approaching $11 is worth looking at. Corn. Looking for that market that right now in the old crop is trading 381 3/4. December corn is trading at 390. Looking for the possibility of that market getting up anywhere from $3.90 to $4 in that range, and on the downside maybe back down toward $3.70. Wheat. July wheat, just looking at the wheat market has been trending down recently, even with soybeans and corn trending up, which is not a good sign. The market right now in July wheat is trading at 463. Look for that market to possibly get up toward 480. It's possible. Don't know if this is the time of the year seasonally when wheat starts trading down for about a month, and it's a very consistent, dependable seasonal. So the 480 might be a reach, really. The downside, we could see that market at 425 to 430, and the market's at 463. So that's really it. That's the numbers for the day. Let's look one last time at where the markets have moved to since this report. The cotton was up 54 just before the report. Right now it's up 49. The soybeans are up 7 right now. They've dropped back about 2 cents. The corn's up 4.5 right now, and it's unchanged from where it was just before the report. The wheat is up 4, which is very close to where it was before the report. So that's really it. Looking around at other markets that influence the markets that we watch, crude oil is up 51 cents a barrel in June, trading at 46.72. The dollar's up 21 right now. Gold and silver are down, probably the only things that are down. Gold down 4.60 an ounce, silver down 29 cents an ounce. In the S&P futures right now, pre-market, it'll be opening in about 50 minutes, but the futures are trading up 13.10. So that's it. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for being with us here on the E3 Weekly Market Report. Thank you.